Michael W. asks, you've talked about your time at NCIX and how LMG began. Would you mind talking about how you got started at NCIX? I started out as a customer. I was super annoying, man. Like whenever I had like a part that I needed to RMA or whatever, a lot of the time I wouldn't be sure because you don't have just like a whole set of other hardware to plug it into and figure out like start troubleshooting what the problem is. So I actually managed to sweet talk my way into the RMA room at both the Burnaby and Vancouver locations on multiple occasions. And just ask, hey, can I have some like space on the test bench so that I can diagnose this motherboard? Can I have like your test CPU and your test RAM? And then can I put like this different motherboard in my system? And then if the other one worked and solved my problem, then I would buy it. I was a regular enough, I knew everyone. I was like first name basis with everyone. And then how I actually got my job there was that I was a very active participant on their forum. I had some fire. I have always had a little bit of fire. I sent Luke some really funny threads that I have participated in. I've allowed myself, and I took a long break from this, but I have allowed myself as part of this whole privateer thing that has gone over the last little bit to kind of cut loose a little bit. And it's been sort of liberating because I've tried to be really professional in my communication about a lot of things over the years because I have. It seems like something that I should do. And this is one of those things where I'm just kind of sitting here going, who cares, you know? And there's a lot of reasons for me to sit and go, who cares? One of them is that it just doesn't matter. It's a semantic argument, and it's just really silly that it's managed to drag on for so long, especially after I already said, yes, semantically, technically what I said was incorrect. But also, like, I'm giving an inch. Where's your inch? Functionally, they really are very similar.
Yeah.
And there's no inch, so I'm just like, yeah, well, if it's something I can't win anyway, I might as well have some fun. And there's also the element of, who am I bothering with this whole conversation? Literally, the only people I could be upsetting with this whole thing, it's like being a shoplifter and boycotting the store. I don't care. What can you do to me? Nothing.
I never really thought about that angle, but that's pretty funny.
It's hilarious. Yeah. So I've allowed myself to get a little more combative with people about it than I have in the past because it's just ridiculous. And so, yeah, back in the day, I had some fire. I got into my fair share of AMD versus Intel arguments because it's amazing how high tempers get when the stakes are at their lowest. Well, do you know what I mean? Because it doesn't matter. Why am I arguing with someone about how they spend their money?
We've talked about this before.
Who cares?
People get really, really amped up by defending their own purchasing decisions because they feel like their purchasing decisions are their identity. So
that's fair. That's fair.
To some people, the stakes will be high because they're personal attacks now. You made fun of Intel? Well, I sided with Intel. That means you're making fun of me. Like, okay, relax.
So anyway, I was a very active participant on the forum. And, when I did argue with people, I genuinely came from a good place. I wanted them to understand a viewpoint that at least to the best of my ability was objective and in their best interest. And so hiring me was a very controversial decision there. I know that for a fact because they told me much later after it had worked out that there was a lot of internal debate about hiring this kind of pushy kid on the forum. But I guess if I had to say how it began, I would say by participating, by being a member of a community, right? I just cared a lot. And I don't think that's ever changed.